Okay, so I muted everybody, and like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the little chat box or just save your questions for later, and we'll get to them at the end, all right? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessie Burr. I have been coaching for 3 years in May. I signed up in May of 2014, so this upcoming May, which is in 2 weeks, officially is my 3-year anniversary with Beachbody. I'm a 2-star diamond coach. I am founder of Team Florida Fit, which y'all notice I rocking all my team swag tonight. That was not on purpose. I just threw it on and then realized that I matched my hat, matches my shirt. And I was like, people are going to think I'm crazy, but it is what it is. I love my team. They know that. We are a 2017 premier team, and we are pushing for elite this year, which I'm super pumped about, and they're just awesome. So that's just a little bit stat-wise, but I actually started coaching. I signed up in May of 2014, but I didn't start actively coaching for 2 months. I didn't want anything to do with the business. I was the person that signed up solely for the discount. I told my coach that I wanted nothing to do with the business, but she plugged me into a team page, and I saw other coaches working their business, and I saw the motivation, and I was like, man, if they can do this, why can't I? I was 50 pounds overweight, and I just decided to go for it, and it just has changed my life. I was working 2 jobs at the time, and now I'm a full-time coach. So I went full-time about 1.5 years into me actively coaching, and I was able to quit both of those other jobs and just do this full-time. So it's been an amazing ride, and I love every second of it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So that's just a little bit about me. So Kristen, do you want to unmute yourself and just kind of share a little bit about you, and then I can get started into the call?
Sure. My name's Kristen. I live in a teeny tiny little town in Pennsylvania. I am a full-time 8th grade social studies teacher. I have 3 boys, ages 7, almost 6, and 4, and I am married, so technically I have 4 boys. I've been coaching for about a little bit over 1 year. I hit diamond in less than 60 days. It was just something that it was non-negotiable. So I hit the ground running. Coaching for me was, it's like I was that person who was like, ew, what is Beachbody? Ew, what is that coaching thing? Ew, look at those people sharing their food. And then I lost 80 pounds on my own. So I was like, I don't need anybody. I don't need help. I don't need that coaching thing. And then my husband and I, with 3 small children and both of us working full time and my husband working 2 jobs at the time, I was like, oh my God, I'm sick of couponing, and I'm sick of price matching, and I'm sick of people staring at me when I go to the grocery store. Why is this woman with loads of coupons? What is she doing? She looks like she's doing okay. Why is she doing this? And I was tired of the judgment. So I'm like, okay, well, I know the programs work, and I know that this works, and I know it's not a gimmick. I know that it's not a fad. If people are going to need to be healthy all the time, it's not like wine and leggings, and I need wine all the time. What am I saying? But regardless, I know it's not going to go out of style. So I figured, well, why not? Let's try it. So I gave myself a deadline. I will hit diamond within 3 months or I'm done. And I did it super fast. I've been diamond the whole way through, and my goal is to grow my team. So I have a small team, and I love them. We're very close. We talk pretty much daily, and they're here on the call, and there are a few that are missing for various reasons, but our goal is to continue to grow and to get them to their goals and to diamond or wherever they want to be. But that's a little bit about who I am and why I'm here. And when Jessie reached out and posted about wanting to share team calls, I was super excited about it because I think my people are tired of hearing me talk. But I don't know if you guys have anything that you want to know about me or who I am or what I'm about. I'm definitely happy to share more of my story and what we do, and I'm here.
Thank you, girl. I'm super excited for them to learn from you on one of our calls. We're trying to figure out the dates because I had set it for May 1st, which is when we come back from Punta Cana. So I have to make sure that we'll be back in time. I have no idea, to be honest. I haven't even looked at what time we leave or what time we come back. My brain is like all over the place. So once I
Our flight gets in at 10:30, Jesse.
Okay, our flight gets in at 10:30, so that call will be moved. But no worries, you all get to learn from Kristen too as well. So I'm really excited that we teamed up and we're doing this together. All right, so tonight I want to talk about how to overcome your own insecurities and also to stop caring what people think. I know this was one of my biggest fears when I first started coaching. I was so afraid to be that salesy person. You all are friends with people on Facebook that sell something, right? Like majority of Facebook now sells, their grandma's soap or lipstick or wine or leggings or this or that. And I didn't want to be that person that my friends like made fun of. I didn't want to be the person that people like judged or made mean comments about or deleted me. I didn't want to be that annoying person. And I was really afraid of what people were going to think because it's a network marketing company. And a lot of companies out there have given network marketing companies a bad rap, right? Again, like you see all these people posting like these stock photos and like, join me and you'll make $500 and like that kind of thing. And I just didn't want to be a part of that, which was one reason why I didn't start actively coaching for 2 months because one, was insecure with myself, and two, I was afraid of what people were going to think. So I relate to this topic a lot, and I know a lot of people look, especially on my team, they look at me and they're like, oh, you're so successful. Oh, you're just so good at this. Y'all, I was not always good at this. This was not something that I was comfortable. I didn't wake up and say, oh, I'm going to be a Beachbody coach today, and I'm going to do amazing, and I'm going to run really good challenge groups, and my posts are going to be on point, and my conversations are going to be easy. No, like that was not how it went. Like I said, for 2 months did nothing, and I just sat and watched. And I don't want, if you are that person that maybe has signed up or has been signed up as a coach and you haven't really done much with the business, I don't want you to think I'm like trying to convince you to get on the ball and get movement with it. But for me, like that was one of my biggest regrets, was not really starting sooner, just because I know now that those insecurities held me back from my potential of like what I could be, where I could be at now. So if you are just sitting back, this is your business. You decide when you want to, when you want to grow it. You decide when you want to start building it. But I also don't want you waiting until the perfect time. Y'all, there's no perfect time. You're not gonna be able to learn everything. You're not gonna wake up one day and be confident to grow this business. There are days where I'm still like, I don't even know what I'm doing. What am I doing today? Like, I feel like a chicken with its head cut off. Like I have all this other stuff going on, and there are things that I'm like, I did nothing today productive. Like I did nothing productive, or where's this conversation going? I feel like it's not going anywhere. Like I still have days where I doubt myself, but you have to get over your own insecurities, and you have to stop caring about what other people think. Okay. So the first thing, and y'all are having a conversation in there. I was making sure there's no questions. So if y'all have questions, just comment with the little chat box. All right. And I'll check them at the end, but y'all can keep having whatever y'all are talking about in there too. So the first thing is your own insecurities. So you always have to, there's going to be like 4 points to this, all right? So the first one is always remember that competence equals confidence. Competence equals confidence. So what the heck does that mean? If you're ever going to have confidence in something, you have to learn to master it. Now, don't take that as you have to learn to be perfect at it, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to learn to master it. You have to practice it over and over and over again. For example, until you get good at it, until you feel confident enough to be able to do it. So for example, I personally, in the beginning, struggled a lot with my conversations. Like I have anxiety And I deal with anxiety and depression. And anxiety, like me having conversations with people about Beachbody when I first started would give me anxiety, and I would freak out. I'm like, oh my God, like these people are going to hate me. I'm going to be annoying. I'm not going to say the right things. I'm not going to be able to get them to want to join me. And y'all, in the beginning, like my conversations sucked. I go back and look at people that I like reached out to when I first started. I'm like, why the heck did I say that? Like, why did I word it that way? Why did I answer her in that way? Like, or maybe, you know, I let this person fall through the cracks and I never messaged her back and she told me to send her the information and I never did, and now it's too late, right? So there are going to be times where, you know, you suck at things and it's okay. You're not really sucking at it. You're just growing. You're learning from it, right? So you have, the more you do it, the better you get. My conversations now are like effortless. Like I don't freak out when I have to talk to somebody. I actually help my coaches with their conversations. And the funny thing is they always tell me, like, they'll send me their conversations and we go back and forth on like what they should say, how they should respond. And when I send them what I would say, they're like, oh, you're so good at this. And I'm like, girl, no, like it took me a long time. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. It took me time to master how to talk to people about Beachbody, how to bring up my challenge groups, how to bring up, you know, the coaching opportunity. It takes time and you have to practice it and do it over and over and over again. I hear this is another good example, going live on Facebook. People cringe at the thought of going live on Facebook. They freak out and they're like, oh, I'm just not good at video. And y'all, I am not good at video. If you watch my old videos, like go back and watch my old videos. I still do this. I say like every few seconds. I like will in the middle of my sentence just forget what I'm saying. But that's the thing. Everyone does that. Everyone relates to that. But the more you do it, the better you get at it, the more confident you'll be. You have to, if you're ever going to have confidence in something, you have to do more of it. So if you're not confident in having conversations, if you're not confident in posting, maybe you're not confident in sharing your journey, do more of it. I know it sounds like, well, scary because you're like, well, I'm not confident in it. I'm not going to do more of it because that makes me uncomfortable. But that's the point, right? That's the point. You're never going to gain confidence in something if you never do it. So you have to just keep doing it and putting yourself out there. I know it's scary. I promise you. Like, trust me, videos are not my thing. So what I started doing was videoing myself working out, which I video myself working out every time I work out. I don't go live necessarily, but I video myself every single time I work out because I can use that video. I can edit it, make it into a short, fun video to put up, or I just have it just for me. And, you know, I delete videos every day that I never use, but you never know. You could use it. So I started doing workout videos first because they couldn't really see me. I was kind of far back. I mean, they could see me, but I was kind of far back, you know. I didn't have to talk, right? So I got more comfortable with that, and then I started going live. And then I started, well, before going live, I pre-recorded stuff, and then I would go live. You have to just practice, okay? Because that's what's going to give you that confidence. Let's see. I wrote down notes to make sure I don't forget anything. So no matter how small you start something that matters, right? So if you, like, when you write down things that you like to talk about, you know, write down things that you're passionate about, because especially if you're going to go live or if you're going to make a post about it or even have a conversation with somebody about it, they're going to be able to read and hear that passion, right? They're going to be able to see, especially that's why I love live video, because they're going to be able to see that passion. They're going to be able to hear your voice. If it's just through a conversation, like I said, the more you practice, the better you're going to get at it, the more comfortable it's going to get. There are still times where people will say something to me and I'm like, man, how do I respond to this? But I say what I feel. I say what I intend to say, right? And the thing is, I heard this at Summit, and I say this all the time, and it really stuck to me when I heard it at Summit last year. You can say all the right things to the wrong people, and they're not gonna join you because they're not the right people for you, right? They're not your tribe. They're not your challengers. But then you can say all the wrong things to the right people, and they're gonna sign up. They're gonna join you because they see your passion, because they love you, because they trust you, because you show up every day. You got to be consistent in that, right? So people, like, I look back at conversations, even the people that are still on my team when I first signed up, and I'm like, why did you ever join my team when I had that conversation with you? Because that conversation was all over the place. I like word vomited everything about Beachbody, and I like literally sent them like paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs long about Beachbody and how it's changed my life and like all this stuff. And they signed up, and I was thinking, like, if someone would have done that to me, I would have been like, you are a crazy person, leave me alone. Like, bye, right? And I don't do that anymore, but it took time for me to learn that. It took time for me to figure out how I wanted to say it, but I didn't wait until I knew everything to have those conversations or to go live. I just practiced, right? So practice, practice, practice. Confidence equals confidence, okay? Let's see. Okay, so the second thing is feedback equals power, okay? So you're always going to feel insecure until you get people saying, I appreciate what you're doing. You're helping me. You're changing my life, right? So in the beginning, it's scary because you don't have that feedback. You don't have someone saying like, oh my God, thank you so much for getting me involved in these challenge groups. Thank you so much for, being such an amazing mentor or whatever. And it's not to like boost your ego, but it makes you feel good and makes you realize that, okay, like I'm doing this for a purpose, right? So I know for me in the beginning, I didn't have really good challenge groups. My challenge groups were, again, something that I didn't have confidence in. So I wasn't very successful in it in the beginning. But now I run really good challenge groups. But y'all, that took months of practice, right? Lots of failures, lots of mistakes. But the more I made mistakes, the more I did things, I was getting feedback anyway. So I would ask my challengers, hey, what did you not like about this challenge group? Why are you not? And if they weren't participating, what's going on? Why are you not participating? Is it something like, should I change up the group? Is it something that I'm doing that you're not enjoying? Like, ask for feedback, right? And you'll notice that the more you, like, especially with posting, right? I know I post things now and immediately get people, commenting, saying like, oh my God, you're so motivational. Oh, thank you so much for this. I needed this today. Even if it's just like a motivational quote that I pulled off of Pinterest, right? But that wasn't always the case. But that makes you feel good to know, like, man, that person needed to read that today. But the more you do it, the more feedback you're going to get, right? So you need to put yourself out there more. The more you put yourself out there, the more positive feedback you're going to get. You're going to get those people that hate on you. You're going to get those people that make rude comments. You're going to get the people that tell you to go eat a cheeseburger, to go eat some pizza, which I will be like, yes, please, if you pay for it, I will totally eat that right now. Send it over, right? But you're going to get people that make negative comments, whether you are overweight, whether you are too skinny, right? You're going to get people that make negative comments about what you're doing with your life. But y'all, it's your life. It's your life, right? It's no one else's life. So I know it's hard to not care, especially because most of the time it's the people that are close with you that make these comments, right? It's your family, it's your parents, it's your husband, it's your spouse, it's your best friend, whatever it might be. And it's hard in the beginning. It really is, because let me just tell you, I'm not married. I have been with my man for almost 8 years in August, and he was never not supportive. Like, he was never like, he never put this down, but he was never really in the beginning, like, he wasn't the person that was like, yes, babe, like, you go and do this full time. Like, that wasn't his thing either. He kind of knows I'm a very stubborn person, and he knows that when I make up my mind, I'm going to do it. So there's like really no talking me out of it. So I guess he just figured like, it's better to just let me try and see what happens than like argue with me to not do it. But I know he had his doubts, and I know he, there were things that he was like, why are you sharing that? Like, that's too much information, right? Like, you're being too personal with it. And he never gave me negative feedback, but it still was like hard to do with him not 100% like backing me up, right? I've also had close family members still, after 3 years, when I make a full-time income, tell me like, you need to get a real job. When are you gonna go get a real job? Right? They want to do like, they want a better life than what they have, which is fine. Like, cool, dude, right? Like, you do you, let me do me. But it's hard. It hurts. It's like, man, like, why can't they see the vision that I have, right? Why can't they understand why I want to do this? So the way that I started thinking about it was, a lot of times when people are giving you those negative comments, especially when it comes to health and fitness, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And I know that's hard to understand, but it has everything to do with their own insecurities. So the reason why this particular family member keeps telling me, you need to get a real job, and I say it like that because he says it like that. But, he makes those comments. It's because he's insecure about what he's doing. He's unhappy with his job. He's unhappy with his life. He has to go work 9 to 5 every day, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants to be able to travel. He wants to be able to do this. And I'm able to do that because I make my own hours, right? It sucks to know that people are going to give you negative comments and negative feedback because they're so insecure about themselves. We see this all the time in our challenge groups. Like, I see it all the time in my challenge groups. A wife is like super excited to start, and then her husband like gets upset because she wants to get healthy, and he pretty much like sabotages her trying to get healthy. And it's because he's insecure with himself, right? So just know that this has nothing to do with you and everything to do with their own insecurities. My biggest tip for that is to repeat personal development. I know it sounds cheesy. I know that's like the first thing that like people put off. But when people are hating on you, pick up a PD book. Pick it up, because I promise you, especially one like this, I don't know if you ever read this, I highly recommend it. You are a badass. The Energy Bus is a great one. If you've never read it, I read it in like a day, literally in like a day. That's really good about people's energy and negative energy and all that, which I fully believe in. But it's, it's true. Like, if you are letting people, their comments, their negativity into your life, then your life's going to be negative. You're not going to get to where you want to go because you're letting those people dictate what you do. So just bless and release. We say it on a lot on my team. Bless and release that negativity. Don't worry about what people are going to think. And don't go into it thinking that people are going to judge you. That's going to be my next thing. But just know that, you have to let that go. People are going to delete you from Facebook. People have deleted me and refriended me and deleted me again and refriended me again. And it's funny because I'm like, we were friends and now we're not. And now we were friends again. Like, I don't know if they just think that I don't notice when people delete me on Facebook. I don't really care, right? But it's funny when they refriend request you and then they ask you for help. Because I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that happens, Joel. That happens. My closest friends, I do this because your friends, like the people that love you, your family, the ones that really care about you, your family, like, it's a little different. Like I said, I have a few people in my family, like, just don't get it yet. They just don't get it yet. But like, I have friends that deleted me on Facebook, and they straight up told me like, oh yeah, I deleted you on Facebook because I was just sick of seeing your posts. Okay, cool, no problem. Like, fine by me. Again, y'all, those are the people that are now coming to me for help 3 years later, or wanting to join my team because they see that I am, growing a business from my house, and they're miserable in their jobs. So just know that it's going to take time. It's going to take consistency, but people are watching you, whether you know it or not. They are going to be watching you, and they might judge you for it, but you're going to have way more people that don't. judge you for it than you will have people that do judge you for it. Okay. So just know that. And don't worry about people. Like, you have a whole tribe of people. Your team might be small. You might be the only, you may only have 2 coaches on your team, or under you, I mean. But you have a huge freaking community. You have over 500,000 coaches, I think it is now, that support you, that will be there to back you up, that have your back no matter what. Reach out to me. I've got your back. Like, we have your back. And that's what I love about Beachbody, is because I have a huge community of people that do support me and do get this and do understand why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? And not everyone's going to get it at first, but I promise you, over time, those people will come around. All right. Just know that you're not alone. You're not. You've got a huge community of amazing, amazing people. If you've never been to Summit, I hope y'all are all coming this year. If you've never been to Summit, you're going to see, like, at Summit, you see the bigger picture. You realize how amazing this community is. If you've never gone to Super Saturday, y'all go to a Super Saturday event local to you, because you're going to get to meet like-minded people. You're going to get to meet people that, not just on your team. I mean, your team is great. I love my team. I love hanging out with my team. We do things all the time together, the ones that are local. And we Zoom every Monday, right? We do our team calls. And I love, love, love my team. But you get to meet people outside that team, and it just grows your network even bigger. And it just grows you as a person. You get to learn things about yourself. You get to meet new people, make new friends. And those people that deleted you on Facebook, they'll come back around. All right. The ones that make those negative comments, they'll come back around. So the third thing that I want to talk about is rejection doesn't happen that often. And I know y'all are like, well, I got 10 no's today, so you're lying. That's not what I'm saying. You're going to get told no. You're going to get rejected. But it doesn't happen as often as you think it might. You're going to – what's the statistic? It's like 30 people. If you reach out to 30 people, 3 of them, 1 out of every 10 people you reach out to are going to say yes, right? That's like kind of like a statistic that people go off of. And so you're thinking like, well, that's, 27, yeah, 27. Did I do that math right, Ashley? I'm horrible at math. Ashley always makes fun of me. That's 27 people that said no. So what do you mean rejection doesn't happen that often? Statistically, rejection doesn't happen as often as you might think. So think about it this way. If you go online and there's like a star review of a restaurant, unless it's like a whole like crap, I don't want to curse because I don't know how y'all are. I'm a cursor, sorry. Horrible restaurant, like something that's like falling to the ground, then it might have all bad reviews. But for every like 1-star review on a restaurant, there's like 15 3, 4, 5-star reviews, right? For the most part. Same thing if you go on like Airbnb. There's always that one person that's going to complain and give a bad review because they had a bad experience, but then there's like all these other reviews that are great. It's the same thing with us, right? You're going to have that person that is going to reject you, is going to make a negative comment, is going to say no. But you're going to have other people that are going to be cheering you on. They might not join you. They might tell you no, but they're not really rejecting you. Maybe they can't do it right now. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they're just not ready. It takes months, y'all. I am sitting at Success Club 20 right now. 3 of those people that signed up with me, I've been talking to for a year. A year, literally a year. And it was always something. Oh, this excuse. Oh, that excuse. Oh, maybe next month. Oh, nah, not right now. Or they would just ignore me. They would just ignore me. And I was okay, cool. It is what it is, right? And then I messaged them randomly because I was like, oh, I haven't followed up with her in a few months. Let me message her. Message those 3 people randomly, and they all said yes. A year. I went back and looked because I was like, man, I've been talking to this girl for a very long time. I'm like, let me go see. It's been over a year since those 3 people, okay? So this does take time. You are going to get, your rejections are not really rejections. It's going to help you grow. It's going to help you learn. It's going to help you grow that confidence that I talked about in the beginning, right? Because yes, you kind of get shot down. You kind of get like, oh man, this sucks. But you're learning, you're growing. You're practicing conversations to where that next conversation won't be as hard because you were already told no. So, okay, well, I was already told no, so let me go to this person. If she tells me no, she tells me no. But guess what? You're going to get that yes. You're going to get that person that says like, yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Then you're going to get people randomly reaching out saying, hey, I want to sign up. How do I sign up with you? You will get there. I don't have that every month. I still have to invite. I still have to reach out to people. But more times than I'm reaching out to people, I have people reaching out to me. But it's because I'm consistent. It's because I've been doing it for 3 years, right? And if you're not consistent in this business, you will not succeed. That's plain and simple. You cannot be consistent for a week and then go MIA. You just can't. Like, think about it. This is a business. So it's like a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant every week and then they close down or they shut down for 3 weeks or 4 weeks and then they open up again, but then they shut down for another 4 weeks, you're going to stop going to that restaurant. You're going to go find a new one because you're going to be like, well, man, I want Mexican and you've been closed for 3 weeks. I'm going to go find more Mexican food, right? Like they're going to move on to the next person. You have to be consistent in this business or with your post and with your posting and your sharing and your conversations. Those 4 vital behaviors, y'all, be consistent with those things and you will be successful in it. But you can't go into it thinking this person's going to reject me. That energy, and I know it sounds weird, but that energy will play off into your conversations. It will. And people are going to be like, why would you want to sign up with someone who's not confident? Why would you want to sign up and pay $160, maybe $200, whatever you're trying to get them to sign up with, right? Why would you want to invest in someone that you can tell is not confident in their conversation? I wouldn't want to. I would be like, well, she's not really seeming like she knows what the heck she's talking about. And not that you have to know everything, y'all. In the beginning, you're not going to know everything. But tell them that. Say, I'm not sure about that. Let me go find out from my team. Let me go find out from my coach, right? If you show that you're at least willing to find out and answer for them, you're taking time to have a conversation, a real conversation, not just, hey, here's my link, go to my page, order this, and then that's it. Like, ask them questions. Ask them their goals. Ask them why they want to do this. Ask them, what their struggles are so that you get to know them better, right? You get to understand where they're coming from and you can relate to them. But the funny thing is, more people will be here cheering you on than you're going to be getting rejected. They, again, might not be ordering from you. I've had people multiple times come up to me at weddings. I go to a wedding like every weekend. Weddings or parties or whatever, like always making comments about my posts. And these are people that have never liked my posts. These are people that I forgot we were even friends on Facebook, right? And so, people are watching you and they're cheering you on. These people are like, oh girl, you're doing so great. I'm so proud of you. Like, I love your posts. They're so motivational. They're cheering you on. Or it's either going to be people are cheering you on or they're not paying attention, which is not necessarily rejection. It's not rejection, right? You're not getting rejected. They're just not paying attention to your post. But you got to make them pay attention, right? You got to catch their attention. You got to catch their eye. Make them want to read your post. That's why you need to be posting consistently. And you also need to be adding value in your post. So make sure that, you're not just posting something just to post something. Yes, I will post, a funny meme or a motivational funny quote, or, a picture of whatever, my dog. But I always try and add some value with those things. So just make sure you are adding value in your post. Don't ever let your internal fears become your reality. If you are constantly fearful of being rejected, that's going to become your reality. Because again, y'all, people can read through that conversation. People can tell in your post if you're not confident in your post. But again, most people are going to be cheering you on. You might not realize it, but they will be. And then the fourth thing is your soul won't settle. And what that means is if something inside you is telling you to do this, something deep in your soul is telling you that you are made for more, your dreams are worth fighting for, that you are capable of doing it, but then you're letting your head tell you you're not, tell you you can't do this, like tell you to push this aside, your soul's not going to settle. You're going to be restless. You're going to get angrier. You're going to be, you're going to be restless. You're going to feel like you're not living your life. And it's because you're not going after those things that you really do truly want. So your soul's not going to settle until you're doing what your soul wants to do, what you really, really want to do. And that's the thing. If you truly want this, you have to work for it. This takes work. This is a job. If you are a hobby coach, if you're here just to make an extra few bucks, okay, then treat it like a hobby. But it's the same thing. If you're a painter as a hobby, if you never paint, you're never going to have paintings put up on the wall, right? Same thing as a hobby coach. You're never going to sell a challenge pack or help anyone if you're not talking about it. I don't necessarily call my coaches discount coaches, hobby coaches, business builders. A coach is a coach is a coach to me, because I was a discount coach. And look at me now. It's completely, I've done like a 360, right? But you get out of this what you put into it. If you were constantly worried about what other people think, that's what you're going to be focused on. You're not going to be focused on your business. If you're constantly letting your own insecurities control your life, that's what's going to happen. That's going to control your life. You are not going to be in control of your life. You are not going to be reaching the goals that you want to reach. You need to seriously sit down and figure out what you want out of it. Figure out what you want out of not just this business, but your life. Do you want to be working where you work? Maybe you love your job, and that's totally fine. That's amazing. We want you to love your job, right? But do you love your job enough to work 40, 50, 60 hours away from your family? Do you make enough money to be able to pay your bills? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Do you maybe just want to be able to afford a family vacation for your kids, for your husband? Maybe you haven't been on a family vacation in like 10 years. This opportunity can do that for you, but it takes work. It takes consistency and effort. Maybe you want to quit your job and you're miserable at your job and you're like, I need to get out of here. Well, guess what? That takes work. That takes consistency. That takes you treating this like a job and treating it like a business. So you decide what you want out of it, but you cannot let your own insecurities control you. You cannot let someone else's thoughts, someone else's negativity control what you do, because you will never get anywhere. You're never going to succeed if you let someone else dictate your life. And I used to do that, and it was miserable. And I don't want any of you to do that. So that's really all I have. I hope that helped. I don't know if anyone had questions. Yeah, no, I don't think anyone. Does anyone have questions? Sorry, I'm like reading this little chat to make sure that no one had questions. I saw Erica said, I have a girl who said yes this month. When I looked back, her first message asking me what I had done started in December of 2014. Yep. It's funny. Like, it's crazy how long it takes some people to just commit. But it does. I mean, Ashley, y'all know Ashley, it took 8 months of me inviting her. And then she put a trash bag over her head, over her body to make herself look like she was sweating. So I would think that she was sweating in our challenge groups, and she really wasn't. Until one day she just said she was ready to do it. For real ready to do it, not the trash bag method, the real method. So does anyone have questions? Y'all are all muted. I don't know if y'all know that, but you can unmute yourselves if you do have questions. Or if y'all are done, then we can be done too. Anyone? Anyone? No? I just talked that great that y'all have no questions? Y'all are funny. No? Anyone? No? All right. Well, then I hope that helps. I don't know. I hope it helped. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I didn't talk good at all. You're all thinking like Jesse's a crazy person. I hope it helped for somebody.
I just had one of my coaches message me, and she said, she goes, it might be helpful if we had like bad posts to look at and like how to critique them. So
I will send you my bad post.
yeah, no, like I was trying to go through, and every time, like, I didn't have a Facebook when I started coaching. Like, as a teacher, I was always so apprehensive to do anything on social media. That was the other thing that kind of kept me at bay. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be a coach because, like, I can't post any transformation pictures. Like, I'm a teacher. Somebody's going to get a hold of these pictures, and, like, well, get a hold of them because then everybody else just will be jealous. So, but I went back and looked at my first couple posts as far back as Facebook would let me because it keeps freezing. And I'm like, oh, man, like what? Oh, my God, that's atrocious. So I just started copying and sending them along, and I'm going to let, like, my coaches just rip them apart and look and compare and see. Like, I posted them anyway. Like, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I just thought I was doing my best, and it worked. Like, I hit my goals because I didn't know any better. And now looking back,
consistent, and even if it was bad posts, you were still consistent.
yeah, my face was still in their feeds, whether they wanted to see it or not. And, you know, what I tell my girls is people are going to judge you, whether it's positive or negative. People are going to talk regardless, whether you're a Beachbody coach, whether you're a preacher, whether you're a mom, it doesn't matter. Like, it's human nature for people to talk and say things or look at you funny no matter what you do. So you might as well do whatever the hell you want to do. Plain and simple.
100% agree with that. Definitely, y'all. Like, seriously, it's so true. Like, you're going to get judged no matter what, so do what you want to do. Why not? I mean, you're not, and the thing is, like I said, there's going to be more people that you're inspiring. So for me, like, the way I thought about it was, okay, if I make this post and it annoys 1 or 2 people, but it inspires 10, worth it, right? Or even inspires 1. Like, if I lose 1, I gain 1, right? And I don't want you to think when I say inspire somebody that they're joining me right away. If I make someone smile from a video or from a post, like, that to me means more than just, you know, outweighs the person that's like, God, Jessie, again, like, I'm so sick of seeing her post. I'm so sick. I don't care. Like, bye. You can delete me on Facebook and then refriend me in a month when you want to join my team or want to join my challenge group. Like, that's fine. But, you know, like, you have to think about the people that you can help. And before we get off, because I forgot to say this, so think about it this way. What attracted you to your coach? What was she doing or he doing that made you say yes? Like, do you look at your coach and say, man, her posts are annoying? Like, did you do that? I mean, maybe you did in the beginning. I know Ashley probably hated me because, you know, she was just over it. But, you know, like, eventually she was messaging me saying, I was at Summit, and she saw pictures, and she said, I want to be there. How do I get there? And I told her to get in her car and drive to Nashville, because that's where it was. And she was like, no, how do I get to Summit, right? And I was like, oh, okay, you want to come to Summit. Cool. But, you know, you might have people that are annoyed with you in the beginning, but they're still going to watch you. They're still going to watch you, and they're going to be like, man, like, why are they annoyed with you? Probably because they're not happy with themselves or with their life. So they're, like, kind of jealous or insecure, and they're like, man, like, I could never do that. But the thing is, if you keep sharing and you keep posting, they're gonna come around, like I said earlier. But the thing is, what attracted you to your coach? Was she annoying? Was I annoying? Some of you are my people. You know, like, did I annoy you? Were my posts aggravating, or were they inspiring? So that's the thing. That's how you have to post. You have to post how were you attracted into the business? However you were attracted, that's how you should be attracting people, right? You should be, if you were motivated by your coach's post, like her transformation, her story, her being so open and vulnerable, her workouts, maybe if that's what you were attracted to, then maybe start there. Start sharing there, because that's how you were attracted into it. So that's how you can attract people too. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. Does anyone else have any questions before we go?
Can I just, like, add something real quick?
Yes.
You know me, I like my 2 cents. So like if you go follow like Beachbody coaches, like the top coaches, you look at Jesse's post, I'm sure if you look at Kristen's post, they're sharing themselves. They're not just posting like Shakeology, Beachbody, Shaun T, this, that. Like they're sharing something about them. So like they're relating to people, and that's what your posts need to be about. Like, I'm the same way. When I first started out, I was in other direct sales companies, so I used to like spam message people. And now, like, I go back and I look at it and I'm just like, no wonder why she didn't respond back to me, right? Like, don't be that person. Don't be that sales rep like you see on Facebook. Like, nobody likes that, guys. Just be you and share you. Like, share your journey using Beachbody. But Beachbody is its own thing. Like, share yourself. You have to basically sell yourself to people so they trust you and want to join you in your journey.
Yeah, you're not selling a program. You're not selling Shakeology. You're promoting you. People can go buy Shakeology off the website. People can go buy a program off the website. They can sign up with Beachbody On Demand. I don't know if y'all hear the radio all the time. I hear them all the time. I'm like, Carl Deichler's on the radio. They can go sign up for a free trial of Beachbody On Demand on their computer by themselves. But when they're reaching out to you or when they're liking your stuff or commenting on your stuff, it's because they want to be a part of what you have to offer, not the other coaches, right? So you are what you're promoting. You're promoting yourself. So like Ashley said, share you. Don't share the Shakeology bag. Don't share, just a picture of your workouts. Like, share you. It's Facebook. People want to see your face. All right. So a few things before we end. Success Club, y'all, it's the 17th. You still have time to hit Success Club. Please do not give up. Like, I see so many people are like, oh, it's the middle of the month. Yeah, it's the middle of the month. You still have, like, however many days left of the month. Like, I've gone from 0 to 10 overnight. I've gone from 0 to 5 overnight. You can actually hit Success Club. Like, she was pushing for Success Club 10 by last Friday, and she did it because she worked her butt off. Like, you need to do it. It needs to be non-negotiable. It's not hard. It's not. And if you say it's hard, then of course it's going to be. But it's not hard if you sit down, put your blinders on, invite your friends, invite your family. People need this. We all know 3 people in this world, in the United States and Canada, because that's all we can do right now, right? We all know 3 people in the United States and or Canada that need this in their life. So just do it. Like, make it non-negotiable. Do what you need to do. And you get a cute little backpack, which is adorable if you haven't seen it. And if you're going to Summit, if you hit Success Club 10 this month, or you have to have 20 points between this month and next month combined. So if you have 10 points this month, 10 points next month, 5 points this month, 15 points, to make it easier, I would just focus on getting 10 and 10 to be at that Summit party. And y'all, I'm from New Orleans. I did some digging, and I'm like, where is the Success Party going to be? Like, I need to know. It's at Mardi Gras World, which is like a really, really cool venue. It's awesome. Like, you want to be there, okay? I promise you want to be there. You do not want to miss that Success Club party. I'm going to be there. Ashley's going to be there. Kristen's going to be there, I'm sure. I know a few other people who are pushing for it. So do it. Even if you're not coming to Summit, like, who cares? Push for Success Club. Make it non-negotiable. And then my team, you get one of these cute little hats. If you hit Success Club, look how cute it is. It's adorable. So you should definitely push for it, because this would look really cute in New Orleans rocking these during Summit. All right. Anything else? All Access Challenge Pack, $160, y'all. Like, Carl Deichler is on something, because that's way too cheap. I don't really understand how it's so cheap, but it is. So y'all need to be promoting it, and not just like, hey, buy a $160 challenge pack from me. Y'all, no. Go live about Beachbody On Demand. Talk about Beachbody On Demand. Explain what it is. Why do you drink Shakeology? Why do you love these programs? Why do you not go to the gym and you do this? Or maybe you like to go to the gym. How can you go to the gym and do Beachbody On Demand? Like, share your experience with it, because that's what's going to get people relating to it. Talk about the meal plan. Talk about what you love about the meal plan, right? Talk about what you were maybe doing before you started the meal plan that wasn't working or that was too much to deal with, right? So what, Ashley, I saw your hand up.
So I want to add to that too, guys. Like, talk about how it's cheaper for them to get the All Access Challenge Pack than it is for us as coaches to get it. Like, they get it cheaper than a coach price. Break it down for them. Like, you're getting Beachbody on demand for this much. You're getting the portion container set for this much. Break it down so they see the value in it. And I tell people, like, this is such a freaking crazy deal. Like, if I were to order this as a coach with my 25% off discount, it would still cost me over $200. You're getting this for so dirt cheap. Like, guys, make it like to where it's like unresistible for them to pass it up. This is the only month that it's $160. Like, there's no reason for them not to invest in it. They're going on vacation later this year. Most people go on vacation during the summer, so you have to lock them in this month. Like, if you're not a Success Club guy, you need to be messaging people. Like, go through your messages and literally see anybody that's ever been interested in any challenge pack and message them and say, hey, girl, we have this great offer right now. Like, you totally came to mind because I know that you were wanting to do this during the holidays, but, you know, we kind of lost track of time. Like, let's get you started. Like, this gets you started, and you can continue for 12 whole months for one price. Like, guys, make it, like, you have to be excited about it. You have to know the details about it. Like, talk about it. Like, you see how excited I am? I'm so, like, I'm about to message 20 people.
Oh, Lord. All right. Well, it's getting late, so just wanted to put that out there. Hit Success Club. All Access Challenge Pack, y'all. You have, it's the 17th. You still have time. 3 to 5 people, depending on what your goals are. If you want to hit Success Club, as a new coach, if you hit Success Club your first 3 months, you get a free ticket to Summit next year. Y'all, and I don't know where it's going to be, but it would be awesome if it was in New Orleans again, because then y'all could come to my hometown and visit again. Yeah, so be there. Like, get there. I promise you, you do not want to miss Summit. You do not want to miss the big announcements that are coming at Summit. And if you can't get to Summit, be there next year, but at least try and hit Success Club. You know that's the way. You know you're growing your business when you're helping at least 3 people every single month. All right. So hopefully this helped. Thank you all so much. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, you want to take a picture? You know, I love my pictures. All right. Everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I know some people hopped off, but that's okay. All right. Thank you so much for getting on. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Kristen's team, for being on. Thank you, my team, and Tribe Health, and everyone else that's on here. We love you, and we hope you'll have a fantastic week. Send me some good vibes, y'all. Please send me some good vibes that I get through this week, because right now all I want is pizza and donuts, and that's all I want to do is eat pizza and donuts. So good vibes of not eating pizza and donuts and not falling on my face on Saturday, because that is something that I'm very fearful of. But yeah, thanks everyone for everything, and I love y'all, and we'll talk later. Bye, everybody.